Welcome, everybody. Episode 17 Talks for the People this week. Steven's got a dirty little secret, and he's going to reveal it. What was your go to candy? Whenever you were leaving the store, you either hit the machines or the displays at the checkout counter. What was your go to candy? We're going to jump into Cody's world a little bit, and we're going to give him a music game. We're gonna give him a few sample lyrics, no music, just lyrics, and see if he can guess the song title and artist. We do our first movie review. This week it is The Babysitter. And then we're gonna end the episode with superhero power. Which one do you want and why? Steven's going to get us started this week with Burns. Right after, I'm horrible. I'm scatterbrained today. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Good. This is my kind of weather. It's been cold as shit. I like it.
Yeah, I on a serious note, this is the worst weather, and I'll tell you why. Because especially like the place where we work, where everybody parks so compact, if I'm not careful getting out of the car in the morning, one of my nipples is going to slice a window open. Like it's cold enough to cut glass. So I get out of my car and I'm like, oh God, no, don't touch the window. Because if I do, I'm putting Freddy Krueger marks on the window, just like.
Or it could just shatter, like one of those needles people use to like break windows if their car goes underwater.
It's bad, yeah. It's, but I'm good.
All right. This week, me and Cody are slacking a little bit, but Steven's got something that's burning him up. What's going on?
So my burns is double standards. I get extremely frustrated at the idea that someone is catered to because they're different. Like, and for example, every job, every sport, every team activity you encounter, there's a dumb one that everybody has to pick up the slack for, or there's somebody who is not that good on the team, so you have to work that much harder for them. But it's okay because people, they give him an extra standing to be on everybody else's level. And to me, that kind of falls into today's youth. We've had this burns my biscuits before, but it doesn't motivate anybody to get better. It doesn't motivate anybody to improve. And I'll use my soccer team as an example. This is not happening on my soccer team. I'm gonna go ahead and clarify. But a soccer team in general, you have 11 players that take the field, and or a baseball team, for example. The coach's son, plays on the baseball team, and the coach's son wants to play shortstop. Well, shortstop is probably the most active place on the field, but he's garbage. He is absolute trash. Every ball that comes by him gets past him. But he's coach's son. So he has that extra leverage that, yeah, you can do it, go do it. And it penalizes the rest of the team. And like I said, I used everything as an example, work, team sports, group activities. It kind of falls, there's always that one person, and maybe double standard is not the right word to use for it, but it frustrates me when somebody gets that extra, well, I know somebody, or I'm special in some form or fashion, to where they get the opportunity to do something, and that opportunity is just because, oh, well, I know the last guy who did it, and he gave me a big old thumbs up, or I'm coach's baby girl, and I'm gonna be the pitcher on the softball team, or any form or fashion like that. There's always the one that somebody knows somebody, or I have special privileges, I have money, whatever, but it hurts everybody else's, and ultimately that individual, in my opinion, gets penalized for it, right? So if it is the softball scenario, them getting put in the woodworks like that doesn't help them get any better, because they're getting slashed every game. They need to hit practice. They need to work hard. They need to get better. Just because you knew somebody that did something before you Doesn't mean you. Well, I've watched them do it all these years. It doesn't mean you're capable of doing it. Knowing somebody doesn't get the job done. Doesn't get the team to the winning goal. Doesn't get the staff to the operational maximum value. It frustrates me how people get that step up and they're not deserving of it. I guess that's what I'm ultimately getting at. It burns my biscuits when somebody gets something that they didn't earn. That is the perfect way to word it right there. They get something they didn't earn. Frustrates the fire out of me.
Right. And
Burns my biscuits.
and I get where you're coming from, and honestly, I think it's because we live in the world of everybody gets a trophy these days.
Yes.
Like it's like when I was growing up, I played Little League baseball, and if we won, my coach would all give us like a pack of baseball cards, or if the ice cream truck was at the fields, we would all get an ice cream from the ice cream truck that he would get us. I know some teams in bigger cities. I played baseball in midfield, but bigger cities, like you won your game, coach would take the whole team out for pizza and all that. Now these days, everybody goes out for pizza. Everybody gets rewards. So what motivation does the team have to be good? They know they're going to get rewarded no matter what. Everybody gets a trophy at the end of the year. First place gets the same trophy as dead dog last team that didn't win a whole game all season. What's the motivation to get better?
And for me, it ruins the mentality of the youth. And I'll explain why in the fashion of, if everybody gets the same trophy at the end of the season, congratulations, you played. What is it? There is at least one kid in every group that says, well, I want to be MVP next year. In college football, for example, I mean, there are players every year, they're wide receivers, they're running backs, they're quarterbacks that say, you know what? I'm winning the Heisman. But if everybody gets a trophy at the end of the season, what motivates that one player to go and do that extra 100 yard sprints, or the extra 100, up downs, or that extra 100 push-ups to get them over that cap? There's no motivation for it. And in today's youth game, I mean, obviously with
Right.
college, you have the trophies, the MVPs, all that other jazz. But today's youth needs that push forward, and some of a lot of it should be competition, in my opinion. The ability to say, I want to be better than that guy. I want to be MVP next season. I want our team to win a championship. The motivation for me to win a championship for a soccer team has nothing to do with how well I play. Of course, I as an individual will improve, but I want my entire team to work together and then be like, that team is boss. I don't want them to look at my team and be like, that kid got him there. The goal sets standards in different ways, and if you don't have standards, everybody just gets it. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Nobody is pushed to excel and to get better, to improve. It drives me up the wall.
Exactly. And people don't
How I
realize.
felt about our Warzone victory. I felt like y'all got us there, and I was the
trophy holder.
anchor man. I was Ron Burgundy.
I'm
No,
telling you, you don't give yourself.
effort, because you were in there with like 8 arms, like man, 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 and we just went in there and we hammered down on them. That was a team effort, my friend.
The spotter is a very important job. You discredit yourself way too much.
Accurate. Facts.
What? Look,
No.
look. Even look at the U.S. military. Could they just go in there with no intel about where the enemies are?
Not
How would
everybody
they-
had the trophy, but we did, so that's why we got first place.
No, I know what you're talking about. I kind of had the same deal when I was in college. In high school, I never missed a match. I never missed a tournament. And got to college, and it was a lot different. I didn't qualify for every tournament, and it was tough. It was tough to deal with for a little while, but it makes you a better player when you have the competition and you don't get everything handed to you. You have to
Right.
work for it. You have to get better. And you're right. There's a lot of people don't get that these days, and that's why a lot of these kids from like a small town, like where I'm from, a small county, they're knockouts. They're fantastic here in the county. They're the MVP every year they're in high school, and they get to college and they drop out after a semester. It's because they got to college and they figured out they're not hot shit. They're very average,
And they don't want to work for it now.
and they don't want to work to get better. They just like, well, I can't handle this, so I quit. And
Right.
it's sad to see because they're talented kids. They just can't handle it. They don't know how to handle it because they didn't grow up uh, being taught how to handle adversity.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
they've ever known is get.
Well, and
Right.
I'll take this to kind of wrap up my point with it, and this actually does pertain to my soccer team, right? So, every team has their starters. That they're a team that these people are going to hit the field every time we play softball, baseball, whatever, soccer, football. These are our A team. But the next guys up are important as well. And I had the chat today that, hypothetically speaking, say your starters are the only good ones on your team and everybody else is bad, right? That's not my case, but hypothetically speaking, that is the case. Well, how do you choose who's getting up next? Well, I told somebody today, I said, look, in my opinion, the next step up is the one who shows the most heart. The one that comes up to me at the end of practice every day is like, hey, coach, what can I do to improve? Hey, coach, how do I do this? Hey, coach, hey, asking questions, asking how to get better. Even if he isn't the next up talent-wise on the bench, am more willing to give him play time than the rest of the guys on the bench because he has the heart to go in there and he wants to get better. And that's all it takes for me. I mean, you don't have to be a lot for soccer. You don't have to be a Lionel Messi or a Cristiano Ronaldo to get out there and show your worth on the field. Show you're willing to fight for it. Show you're willing to get better in any way possible. I'll stay over at practice. I'll sit there and practice at home. Hey, I was working on this. Talk with the other players. Whatever you show me you do on the practice field, that speaks volumes to me. You will get more playing time than, all right, well, this guy's a little more talented, but he just kind of lollygags.
Right.
Why would I want him on my field if I got a kid over there that's going to work his tail off to get out there and get the job done? So, well, that's what's been burning me up. So,
No, I get it. Absolutely. And moving on to happier subjects for me and Cody. Why don't I think you gave us a sneak preview, but I think you should let all of our viewers and listeners know about this dirty little secret you've got.
So, unless my wife is listening to me right now, she doesn't know. And if she is listening to me right now, she will know. We went grocery shopping this past weekend, like we do every weekend. And as a grown man now, I have unfortunately crapped myself in public since the first time since I was like 6 years old. I specify in public because there was a time in college or two where I'm playing video games and I let out that squeaker that ends up being more liquid than gas. But I have proudly enough, since I was like 6, have not crapped myself in any form or fashion in public. Well, we're out grocery shopping, and we probably have 3 things out of like 30 in the buggy. Like, we had just gotten started. And sure enough, I did that little lean, like, oh, and it hits. That there was no air, none, none. And in a panic, I squinch. And when I talk about when you take pancake batter and then you take the spatula before it's cooked and you squish it and it just it did that between my butt cheeks. It just so I was in Walmart praying that enough did not get out to where it starts running down my leg because I mean it happens and sometimes you blow it out, you blow the back end out. So I'm sitting here with my fingers crossed, like please. And my mind is going a million to nothing, trying to figure out how I'm going to handle this. Like, what am I going to do to prevent some person from walking by and be like, "Oh God," or somebody being like, yo, bro, you got something running down your leg. I have to figure this out. So I let my wife know I have to use the bathroom, and I give her the buggy, and I go to the bathroom, and I get in there and I fix my business up. I probably empty half an industrial roll of toilet paper, just wiping shit down. I am in a panic.
Literally.
Oh no! So and of course a quarter of that half a roll went towards the butt cheeks because I pancaked it in between, and it hit this every surface area of butt cheek on both sides that it could. Like that is probably the slowest that clock can do. That millisecond, this fucking big in time, easily turns into a lifetime, a stream this long of poo that just that small time unleashed. I mean, it's like a dam breaking, and you keep sealing it in half a second. But if it breaks, that baby's coming out with everything. So, but I spent about 15, 20 minutes in the bathroom trying to refresh myself. And then ultimately, I got out. I went to meet up with my wife again, and I'm like, "Hey, where are you?" And she was checking out. So I spent a lot of time cleaning up to make sure that there was no doo-doo running down my leg or nothing like that. But that's my dirty little secret. Unintended, dirty.
How did you get home without your wife smelling it?
Dude, I told you I used about half an industrial roll of toilet paper. So
Right, but you still got it's still there. I mean,
oh no, baby. Hey, look, I about rubbed a hole. There's probably a hole in that spot because I rubbed it out with underwear. I was just.
so you kept the underwear?
Yeah, I was wearing them.
I was gonna say a lot of people when that happens, they just throw the underwear away. It's like it's evidence left behind.
But it was bad. It was bad. But I cleaned them up enough to where I wore them out, and I got home, took my shower, and I was good. I mean, like I said, unless she heard me now, she doesn't know. She probably knows.
Oh, that's horrible. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on to one of Cody's topics. Cody, tell us what kind of candy you enjoyed. What's your go-to candy at the store?
We were talking about something last week that made me think of this, but I always remember stopping at the front of the store, and they always had They had candies. They had
Tattoos.
They had bouncy balls, tattoos. They had the sticky hand.
Yeah.
So, after about 2 times, it had so much crap on it you couldn't use it anymore. You had I remember when the super bouncy balls come out, they were like 75 cents. Like, God, I can't afford that. And you go outside and you throw it as hard as you could in the ground, and you never see it again.
Right.
Bounce on top of the roof or something. Like, dang it. But I always liked the little green, the little square green mint candies. You know what I'm talking about? They were really dark green. Like, I guess maybe they're spearmint flavored. They were squares.
Like chitlets, like the little bubble gums.
Kinda, yeah. I like those, and then the one that had all the little fruit shapes in it, like they had a banana and
Oh yeah,
an orange and stuff. That was good.
that was excellent.
Let's see what else. Bubble gum. Always get the bubble gum.
Oh, the fat ones. And sometimes you get lucky and you'd have the machines that got like the nerds and stuff in the bubble gum.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I don't know. There wasn't anything I really didn't like, I guess. But
Me too.
No, my go-to was more in the aisle at the cashier. I was always still am, Sour Patch Kids and Starburst.
yeah, I always like getting the Big League Chew and the
Big League Chew was dope.
huh?
Big League Chew was always dope, especially if
Yeah.
you were a baseball fan when you were younger.
Big
Well, and
league.
that stuff was so good you wanted to eat it. I mean,
Yo,
it just tasted
absolutely.
so good. And I think I did eat most of it.
And what about the fruit by the foot, the 3 feet long of bubble gum?
Oh, and fruit roll-ups. Y'all remember those?
I still eat those.
God, that was good.
I was gonna say, if I do the candy machines, it's typically those little fruit things, like with the bananas and those. Honestly, they didn't have much. They were really just pure sugar. I really didn't taste banana flavored stuff. It was just
Right.
like sugar in the shapes of fruits. But if I'm hitting the cashier up, that Twix was my man. Like, hey, this is my buddy. He's coming home with me. I loved eating Twix.
I was never and still am not a big chocolate fan, as we've discussed. I can eat one Hershey Kiss and be like, okay, that's enough chocolate for today. I like the.
We've all seen how much chocolate Steven can eat.
I actually, in college, I had a roommate that woke up at like 7 in the morning, and he had opened his room and looked into my room because I left my room open for the most part. I didn't really do stuff private. I was a good child. But he opens his door, and I'm sitting at the edge of my bed playing video games like this, just gaming, looking intense. And I have one of those like family-sized bags of Reasons, those German chocolate, and
Right.
I am just digging out of them and eating them while I'm playing. He's like, "Bro, it is 7 a.m. You're just eating a bag of chocolate at 7 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, I've always lived off of chocolate. Chocolate. I have a feeling that, because I have a feeling that I was born with low blood sugar, and the fact that I eat so much candy balances that out, and I've never known that I've had low blood sugar. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. Either that, or in about 3 years, I'm going to be heavily diabetic, and I'm not going to have a single piece of sugar, or it'll kill me. I love my candy.
What about the rides out front that took quarters? Did y'all ever get on those?
My dad never said it out loud, but I'm pretty sure he would have called me a dumbass if I would have asked to ride one.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, no rocket ship for you.
I think I used to get on the little 3 animal merry-go-round. And then like 15 seconds into it, you realize it's not as fun as it looks, and you're just waiting for it to be over so you can get off.
Yeah, that's how most of them are. They're like, I want to ride, and about 10 seconds later, you're like, this is yay.
Saying I
Yay!
experienced one, I think I might get on one as an adult and record it, and we can post it to the podcast.
I think that would be excellent.
And we could probably find one of those 3 pony merry-go-rounds, and all 3 of us.
That would be.
Hey, that could be a challenge. Like, the thing on the playground where it just spins around and around and around, and it's just got like a rail and a metal platform. We all get on there and spin it and see who lasts the longest before they have to get off and throw up.
I say we make it a drinking game.
Oh. Woo.
No.
Yeah, where you're already dizzy and then you get on.
Oh God.
Yeah, we don't want to die.
I say we make this challenge as hear me out. Before we get on, we all do 5 shots of whiskey. And then we get on and we get a third party to spin it so it can just keep going. And we have to spin for like 3 solid minutes. And then as soon as all of us are realizing that we're about to that point, it becomes a puking for distance contest. We run up to a line and just see who can projectile the furthest.
Or maybe we can see who can sling it the furthest while spinning.
Oh, that would get on each other. It would be,
No,
look,
all
if
right.
we do that, that turns into the scene from The Sandlot where they're all chewing the
I was
tobacco.
about to say that. So none of us dip, right? None of us dip or
No.
chew. So before we get on this thing, we take a bunch of shots of tequila or whatever, whiskey or whatever. Get a big old wad of chew
Oh God.
and get on it. It's gonna be a
We
I'll
could
never-
fest.
next time the fair's in town, we should recreate the scene from The Sandlot.
I second that motion.
Oh,
I am in.
God, that'd be so miserable.
And we have to target our people we throw up on. Oh, I'm getting hurt. Ah.
All right, we'll carry on that conversation later. We'll see if we can make it happen. At this point, we've had music games with me. We've had music games with Steven. So now it's time to put Cody to the test. We are gonna play Guess the Country Song because country is Cody's, I would say, preferred style music. He likes rock. I know he likes rock, but he's also grew up a lot of country, likes country music, enjoys a lot of country music. I went through a list of 90s country songs. I came up with 10. We're going to see how many lines from a verse it takes Cody to guess the song title, and extra points if he can name the artist. I have a whole verse unless the last part of the verse included the song title. And we're going to see if Cody can guess these songs. Song number 1. You let me know as soon as you know it, okay? We go out to a party somewhere the moment we walk in the door. People stop and everybody stares. You don't know what they're staring for.
Oh, she don't know she's beautiful. Oh man, I can't think of the. You can't help me. My mom's like, I'm like, you can't help me. She told me it was Sammy Kershaw.
Yeah, you had the title.
It's okay, hon.
Number 2. Well, the whole town's talking about the line I'm walking.
Oh, Brooks and
was-
Dunn. Oh crap! I know it's Brooks and Dunn. Go one more line.
That leads right to your door. Oh, how I used to roam. I was a rolling stone.
Oh, Brand New Man.
There you go. Brooks and Dunn, Brand New Man.
God, it's sad that it took that long. God.
Song number 3. They just put out the flames and took down some names and sent me to the county home. Now, I ain't saying it's right or it's wrong, but maybe it's the only way.
I have no idea.
Oh, you're going to kick yourself on this one. I'll
wait,
let you.
Wait.
Try and sing it, Alan.
No.
Yeah, sing it, Alan.
I mean, I can add a little more of the inflection to it as I.
Ooh, big word. Okay.
They just put out the flames and they took down some names and sent me to the county home. Now, I ain't saying it's right or it's wrong, but maybe it's the only way.
I don't know. Well, you got me on this one.
Independence Day, Martina McBride. I know that's one you like too. Okay, number 4. Well, I wasn't in a hurry, so I slowed down. Took a 2-lane road to a 1-horse town.
Oh crap! No! Stop. Oh, this is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. 'Cause I know the words. All right, keep going.
There was a party going on when I got there. I heard a welcome speech from a small town
Watermelon
there.
Crawl.
There
Tracy
you go. Number 5.
It's embarrassing.
This one, this is one of the ones, this should be a softball. You better stop me after the very first line, or I'm going to be disappointed in you. Her daddy says he ain't worth a lick.
Oh, Trisha Yearwood. She's in love with a boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you don't get this one, I lose faith in you because I'll give you a small hint. It's one of your favorite artists.
Okay.
I was a little bitty baby when my papa hit the skids.
Trouble. Travis Tritt.
There you go. This is where things got a little bit harder for me because I had to start picking out what lines I was going to use. But I think I found one that might stump you on this one. The fields have grown over now, years since they've seen the plow. There's nothing time hasn't touched. Is it really him or the loss of my innocence? I've been missing so much.
That's Strawberry Wine. Dina Carter?
There you go.
Okay. I wasn't sure on the artist.
Okay, this next one is one of those songs that
That was the bridge. You
yeah.
went different on me there.
Well. Okay, this one I could only get 2 lines because if you get it, you'll know why. I could only get 2 lines for you. I just reread this, and if this is another one you're gonna get right away. Hopefully, she'll start thinking about him, and she's ready to fight.
Oh.
Riley's.
That's good, Steven. Let's see. That's John Anderson. Straight Tequila Night.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Song number 9. You know that I admit that someone to love like this only existed in my prayers until I saw her face. Ooh, there we go.
That's tough.
These last 2 might be tough ones. These last 2 are probably tough.
You may have to sing that one.
I can't. I don't know this one.
I don't know it either.
She's Got It All, Kenny Chesney.
Oh.
Okay, song 10, last one.
I got two bonus after this.
Okay. Same old motel, same old room, same old lines we know can't come true. It's just pretending that the guilt's always there. It's just once a week.
Ooh, I don't know that one either.
Yes.
Can't sing this one either?
No, definitely not. Not like him. I would sound even more dumb than I normally do singing.
I don't know. You got me on that one.
Fool's Love Affair, Randy Travis.
Oh.
All right. You ready for my 2?
All right.
They're softballs.
Is he going to sing them?
Looks like
no, it's going to be dead giveaways if I sing them. I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road, and I'm going to ride till I can't no more.
I don't know.
It's that new country. I think it's Lil Nas.
That bro country.
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride. Till I can't no more.
Can I admit something about that song?
You've never heard it.
I honestly thought when first time I heard it, I thought it said I'm gonna take some whores to the hotel room and let them ride till they can't no more.
That would be awesome too. Okay, so but this one's old school, so you might know this one. All right, I'm gonna read it like Alan did Ben Stein style. Bueller, Bueller. Okay,
Ben
all right.
Stein's money.
Becky was a beauty from South Alabama. Her daddy had a heart like a 9-pound hammer.
That's Dirks Bentley.
What was I thinking?
Yeah. What was I thinking?
Okay, that's my.
All
I just
right.
wanted to, that's all.
All right, that was fun. We might have to explore some more of those in the future. Going forward, it is time for our first movie review. And before we do this, I just want to explain that these are supposed to be bad movie reviews. And our first one, it's not a bad movie. Look, my wife watched it with me and she told me she wanted to watch part 2. So this is not a bad movie. So we will be watching much worse movies in the future. If you go to Vudu and look at their free horror movie section, that's the stuff we're going to be reviewing. But that being said, all three of us did watch, and me and Steven rewatched, The Babysitter this week on Netflix. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one, what did you guys think of the movie?
The main actress is smoking hot.
I agree.
Well, that usually goes with the these kind of movies.
The horror movie theme. Yeah, there's always one
Yeah.
smoking hot.
Yeah.
But contrary to popular belief, this smoking hot was not a bimbo. She had some sense to her.
Yeah,
She
wasn't
was
that,
tough.
oh
Even-
no, I'm on a running trip. Like she was the brains of the operation, so to speak, which made it better.
I mean, you had that one scene that proved she was into 80s hair metal, and we later found out that she was into the devil, so she's okay in my book. Okay, now, when I was rewatching this, I was trying to pick out a few things, and I'm like Steven. Steven can pick out stuff that will annoy most people if he points it out in the movies. But, okay, so one thing that stuck with me now, and I can't get it out of my head. When they were doing the Truth or Dare, and the jock, the one that's always shirtless, dares her to kiss everybody in the room, and she does it. She gets to the last guy, you know, the dorky kid that they. So she's just kissing him. She grabs his face, she's rubbing his face and kissing him, and then all of a sudden, she's got the 2 knives she stabs in his head. Where did the knives come from? She was just walking around, crawling around on all fours, kissing everybody on the floor. These knives just magically appeared in her head. Nobody handed them to her. Nobody else in the room moved. They go from his cheeks to knives in his head.
I think she had them tucked in her bodice.
They needed to show that to me because I would like to see that. And number 2, it's not clear. They just magically appear.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I think the supporting cast for the movie as a whole was fantastic. Like the kids' parents were funny and hilarious. They've been in a couple big movies before, but I mean they cut up like there was a scene where the main kid was using a freaking butcher knife to get something loose in his car. And his dad walks in and is like, yo, 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 whoa, this is unsafe. What are you doing? He's like, I'm just trying to get this out. He's like, yo, you don't use this knife, use that knife. Because this knife is for cutting fillets. And if you cut the fillets, people are going to wonder what I do around this house. You know, he was like, he was totally goofy with it. But at the same time, like, so the parents were a great supporting cast. And then aside from the main kid and the main girl, all of the guys in the circle with the girl were hilarious. Like the one guy with his shirt off kills me Like when the kid's tied up and he wakes up and the first thing he says, he looks around the room and he looks over at the guy without his shirt on and he's like, "Why are you shirtless?" And everybody's like, "Really? You're tied up after being unconscious and your first question is why does he have his shirt on?" Like, and then the second question he asked was, "Why do you have blood all over his shirt?" And the guy's response was, "Nobody would let me borrow his shirt." He's like, "That's not even an answer. That's not even an answer."
I did like how they mixed some comedy into it when he's got his pocket knife and he's sitting there sawing, and they're like,
Yeah.
"You know, there's a mirror right there. We can see you trying to cut that rope. You're still trying to cut the rope." I mean, what about
Yeah,
the part? Go ahead, Cody.
I was just gonna say I thought it wasn't a horrible movie, but it was entertaining, which was nice.
It was like a good blend of comedy and horror.
Because a lot of times you watch a bad movie and it's not, it's just boring.
Yeah,
It's hard to even get through. At least this one was entertaining. It had comedic relief,
yeah.
and it moved pretty quickly. There wasn't many spots where it was nothing going on. There was always
Yeah.
something happening.
Right.
That helps the movie out too.
No, absolutely. I think the movie overall, I think it had really good pace. I mean, if anything, maybe a little bit too fast at some parts. Like that one, not a lot of movies are right at an hour and a half these days. And that movie is a straight 90-minute movie. Like, and I feel like honestly a few more things could have been, because you had what, 5 antagonists that all died except for well, everybody died. So you had 5 antagonists that didn't even all come into play until 30 minutes into the movie. So I mean that's quick pacing to get all that in.
Well, and to your point, I like the some of the heavy scenes. You're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then they threw some comedy right in the middle of it. So it's like the scene you were talking about earlier, where she's kissing the guy and she just double stabs him in the head.
Yeah.
So they pull the knives out to get the blood for the sacrifice, and the black guy is just like, "Yo, I think something's wrong."
Mine's
Like, and all of a sudden, just this huge squirt of, and he's covered in blood. And he's like, "What? I don't. What? This is not what I signed up for."
I like that the guy lived for like 2 minutes after they stabbed him in the head like that.
Yeah,
He's like, no, I think you die instantly when that happens. I'm pretty
how about
sure.
when he was dead and the jock was over there like, "What's in the box?"
I love the way how the actor that plays Cole is just so innocent and all that, and you can tell that his friend down the street already knows so much more about life than him and everything. And she's like, "They're probably having an orgy." And she goes, "You know what that is, right?" And you see him Google orgy, and he's like, and so later he's trying to tell them that, yeah, y'all are having the sex and y'all are gonna orgy, and like not using it in the right context and all that. It cracks me up. I love it.
What did y'all think about the part where the bully shows back up to egg his house?
Yes,
And,
that guy,
and the bad guy like tries to help him. He's like, "You need to go to stand up for yourself." And it was kind of a weird part in the movie. Like this guy's trying to kill him, and then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna help you out here. Look, go over there and kick his ass."
Right.
And it's like, okay, this is kind of strange. And then we go right back to him trying to kill him.
So I can appreciate it because, despite of the scene seeming funky like that, to me it almost seemed like that guy was respectable enough to be like, "Hey, look, I'm just here to do my thing, but I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna let you die with some dignity. So you can go whip his ass. That way, dying, you defended your home."
He didn't help him at all. That bully whooped his ass.
Yeah, he did.
And I don't think we could do this little review justice if we didn't bring up the fact that the cheerleader's one concern about getting shot was that she got shot in her titty.
She's like, who's gonna want to motorboat these? I got one flat titty now.
The black guy's like, I still motorboat them. You like it slow? You want it fast? Or
Yes.
when the Asian girl went and stuck her finger in the bullet hole in her teeth, she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I like how they killed the Asian chick too with the rocket.
Yes.
He's like,
That-
did you blow her up with a rocket? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That was other than the finale of the movie with the car. I think the rocket was probably one of the cooler death scenes.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because I mean, that was blowing up, and then he just sprayed her down with the aerosol can. And
Yeah, just really ate her up for that.
can we also bring up the fact? I think it was Cody. You brought it up at work today. We had to stop ourselves from talking about this. There is no way in hell there was 30 something tarantulas under that house.
Yeah. Right.
Spiders, yes. There's not 30 tarantulas under any house. There's not 30 tarantulas under a house in South America.
And like a suburban neighborhood, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I love how the mousetrap gets one. Like he flicks it off from under the sheet. And this mousetrap.
God.
But anyways, that's like I said, going forward we are gonna watch worse movies, much worse movies. I'm gonna subject these two to watching. I've seen a few. I've seen other YouTube channels that I watch do mystery science theater style reviews of some of these bad movies. If you want hints at what the kind of stuff we're gonna watch, think movies like Thanksgiving. Where you got a murderous killer turkey. That's the kind of movies we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching stuff like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. We're going to watch all the classic. It's not even B-side. This is like D-side horror. And like those are the movies we want to watch. So look forward to those. We will try and let y'all know what we're watching in case y'all want to watch them as well. Moving on to our final segment this week. Cody brought up another good conversational topic. If you could have any superhero power in the world, what would it be and why?
Question. Does superpower, like, is the Force a superpower?
No, because that's something you learn, right? As a Jedi,
No,
you learn how to use the Force, and it's there for everyone.
They're born with it. Not everyone can do it. Only a special select
Right.
few have the genes for it. Now you have to train and hone your skills, but it's not something you were just born with, or everybody can have. You have to be special.
Right. For
But you're
me,
saying no.
huh?
But you're saying no to the Force. It doesn't count.
I mean, I wouldn't think so because, like I said, they explain it in the movies that it's all around us. You know, that's everything's the Force, and you learn to, as a Jedi, you learn how to harness it and use it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But I mean, if you want to use it, that's fine. That's your deal. For me, I want Wolverine's ability to rapidly heal. I think that would be very beneficial.
Okay.
Because you could do some stuff and get away, and hey, even if they shoot you, I mean, you're gonna be better in
Whatever.
a couple of hours.
Yeah. Right.
So that's me. I want that, and I don't really want the antimanium though. I want to just be Logan before he gets that done.
The
'Cause
adamantium.
I don't want to die like he did in the well, spoiler alert, in the the last movie he made. In case nobody's seen that. He was pretty rough in that movie.
Yeah.
Look, I think mine would be the power of invisibility. Because I mean,
So,
numerous.
like the Fantastic Four girl?
Yes, I could think about this. I could rob banks without being seen. Like I would use my power for evil. I'm telling you right now. I would. I could rob places without being seen. I could get out of situations that I don't want to be in. I'd like say I don't want to family like you're at one of those Christmas gatherings that's been going on about 2 hours too long. You're like, and you're out, like you're gone. You still have to explain to your significant other where you went, but you wouldn't have that awkward walkout moment. Like you could just say, "I'm going to the bathroom," and then you just walk out the house. I mean, just go invisible. You could shop in peace. Think about that, man. Like, well, you'd still be pushing a buggy. That'd be nobody'd bother you. Ain't nobody messing with a buggy just moving by itself. Think about that.
Boxes lifted up in the air.
Right. Ain't nobody messing with that. So, like, you could have a whole aisles to yourself. Think about it. You walking down the aisle in Walmart and you just see this buggy coming down and stuff dropping into it. You're getting off that aisle. Ain't nobody going to mess with you.
Accurate.
I'm going with invisibility. What you got, Steven?
Because I was gonna go with the Force, but I was fuzzy on it because, like we were just talking about a minute ago, it doesn't exactly. It's not an individual superpower. It's something that a select few can control because it's all around us. So that's what I was gonna go with. But at the same time, I'm gonna try and follow the guidelines. So I think if I had to choose something, I would probably be partial to mind control, and that in a similar aspect to Alan, evil. That's what it'd be used for. Like me walking up to a teller and be like, "Yeah, millionaire over there just said he was going to transfer like $100,000 into my account." "Oh, right away, sir. I didn't remember that." Just like
Right.
do ridiculous things like that, or, "Hey, I totally have tickets for the concert, but it was out in the car." "Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. Come on in. We know. Yeah, yeah." Or or you can get in anything, and you're standing in front of Disney World, and you're like, "Well, I just bought my ticket. Remember?" "Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, I remember. I remember." See, getting people to think what you want them to think. I mean, I can walk in wherever I want. I can put money wherever I want. I just got to talk to the right people and be like, "You know what? I think, we need to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and eat the hottest hot sauces." And then y'all sit down at the table in front of me, and I'm like, "I can't wait to watch y'all do this." Things like that. And then, of course, on the single life aspect of it, it's like, "Hey, you want to come home to?"
I was about to ask, have y'all seen The Invention of Lying?
Oh, what a great movie!
I haven't seen it
that,
yet.
Alan?
I haven't.
Oh my God, you got to see that.
I've heard
It's
it's really
exactly
good.
what Steven's talking about, pretty much.
Well, see,
Yeah.
with mine too, Cody, with invisibility, think about this. Not only could you get into any concert for free, because think everybody's humbling and jumbling and pushing through the doors, so they're not going to notice an extra body squirting through there, and they can't see you. So you get into any concert for free, and you no longer have to pay for front row seats. You can get inside the barrier. The only thing you have to worry about is making sure another security guy or a cameraman doesn't bump into you. Front row every single concert you want to go to.
The hell with that. You can get on the stage.
You can sit side stage and watch every single band.
You just stand up there, man. Stand right beside your buddy Axel.
And I hate to say it, but I think mine is a one-up to yours, because you have to sit there and just quietly watch. For me, I can convince anybody around me, like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I totally have backstage pass," and they're like, "Oh yeah, you are. You want to go play his guitar too?" Like, I can convince them that that's a thing for me. It's like, "Yo, Axel, my best friend ever. Alan said he wants your autograph." He'd be like, "Yeah, of course he does." Right? gosh, Horn.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
But to your point, like if you want to stand on the other side of the barrier and the guy's like, hey, you can't be here. It's like, oh no, yes I can. Oh yeah, sure you can.
Right.
So it's like things like that. And then you can interact with people like, yo, did you see that? And you just go, wow, wow. And you can enjoy the moment with everybody else instead of just having to be there quietly like.
Well, see, I've considered stuff like you're talking about too, but it's not a superpower. Like I have always wished. Now I'm getting to an age where I wouldn't want to do it anymore because I'm too old. But like I've always wanted to if vampires were real, like I would become a vampire because you know they do what you're talking about, the glamoring, like make people do whatever they want to do. So and then I mean you'd live forever. I could see every band for infinity. I mean any new band that comes out, I could always see them. That would be awesome.
Truth. So I'm going to test my new superhero power out. Okay, mind control. So if you're watching this, you want to leave a comment. You want to like and subscribe and share this video. We'll see how that works.
So I'm seeing that I guess I'm gonna have to defend the world from you guys. Y'all went kind of the bad side.
And you can consider me and Alan a dynamically gay duo.
Hey, Alan, don't worry now. If you just because you're invisible, I can still smell you.
Oh,
I am the Wolverine. I can still smell you. I'll be tracking you down.
Yeah, but it'd be harder to catch me though. You could smell my vicinity, but
and when he is invisible and naked, he greases up. So you can try and catch him, but he's gonna slip out. You're gonna feel like.
Well, I've also got the rage thing going too, so I may just get mad and just rip up everything in that area. So I may catch you in a rage.
All right. Well, I mean, it looks like we got a shorter episode on our hand. I'm sure some of our listeners will be happy for that. We don't have to drag everyone on. We try not to. We try to keep these things at about an hour long, and see how they go. That being said, we are actively looking into a time to do our next special video. All three of us will be doing the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Wing Challenge. If you are unfamiliar with that, we will have to eat 12 wings coated in Buffalo Wild Wings blazing sauce. They put extra on it when you're doing this challenge. We can have nothing to drink during the duration of the 6 minutes, and they don't give you any napkins. So once the sauce gets on your hands and face, it is there for the duration of the challenge. And here lately, me and Cody have both tried the wild sauce. And after I tried that, I got to tell y'all, I think I mentioned this at work. I'm not overly worried about the heat. With me, I'm worried about maintaining 30 seconds a wing and finishing 12 wings in 6 minutes. That's gonna be the challenge.
Yeah, I can see that.
I tell you, the hardest part for me is just going to be not having anything to drink because I'm used to. I mean, I drink like a fish while I'm eating, and not having something to not being able to dip it into blue cheese.
Oh,
Or ranch, whatever. I mean, just either way, not being able to dip it into.
you're
I
gonna love
I prefer blue cheese, but
that trash on it.
you and your chick beard is hush.
All right, guys. We'll let you know when we can get that organized. As usual, we will be filming it, all of it in its painful, agonizing glory. We will be putting that up on the page. Once again, we thank everybody for watching. We still want you to be more interactive. Leave us some comments. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you want us to talk about. What y'all guys?
I'll say this. If you haven't watched the Hot Ones Challenge yet, go watch it. And then, once you're done, come back to this video and leave a comment. Which one of us three do you think is going to finish the challenge first, right? So we have to finish in the time frame, but one of us, I'm sure, will have that last wing in and finish it before the other two, right? So hop in and vote on who you think is going to be the first to finish the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge out of the three of us.
I like that. That's good. Be interesting to see.
And at the very least, if all three of us fail these 6 minutes, which one of us is going to finish all 12 wings first? Like, yeah, let's see. That works too.
Yeah, help motivate us to see who's the hot wing connoisseur.
Y'all are going down.
Hey.
I can stick a chicken in my mouth and pull out nothing but bones, baby.
Round two.
Hey,
With a skeleton.
hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to get this done. I'm actually looking forward to trying it. I thought about buying 6 of the blazing wings just to eat them, just to try them. But once again, I want to go into this competition completely fair, not knowing what to expect. So, I have had the wild. Like I said, the heat at this point doesn't scare me. It's the pacing to beat this challenge. All right, y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we dip out this week?
Nope. We appreciate the support and leave the comments. We want to see them.
Absolutely, yeah. Keep them coming. Like I said, we'll interact with anything. Suggest your movies. Tell us what your favorite superhero power is and why you would want to have it. Share it with us. We'll give y'all shout outs on here and let them know, hey, user 567 said they wanted this superhero power, and we'll probably talk about it and be like, oh, well, you know what? That's probably one of the better superpowers that someone could have. Just whatever. Comment, interact with us, help us interact with you, and please suggest a trash movie to watch. Alan showed us the beginning of a movie today, and even though the movie is going to be trash, that is probably one of the most epic beginnings to a movie I've ever seen. Ever. So I can't wait to watch that one, even though it's probably going to be garbage. But love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting us, and see y'all on the next one.
See y'all next week.
Peace out.